Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, 5:15 a.m. This is June 3rd, and I'm Larry Bennett, coming to you live from East Texas. Well, an update on my golf cart. Placed that new battery in the golf cart, and got her all bolted in, and away we went. Took myself and my Big Sweet, I call her. That is her name, Big Sweet, on all the Ray tags and whatnot. But anyway, we went for a drive, and she just loves it. I guess it's the wind in the face, and so we went around the block and a couple of times. So it tickled her and tickled me, and the cart ran like brand new. And anyway, real tickled with that little addition to our moving on. So cart's back on the road. Now, I've been listening to Warren Buffett this morning. Just getting, that man is so knowledgeable, and he always hits on topics that are somewhat obvious in a way, but I never think about. And one of them, he was talking about, for years he never invested in Berkshire Hathaway, never invested in railroads, and he said that was a mistake. He should have. And then he went on, and here was one of the little passages that he gave that just I never thought about either, and I should have, because where I worked, we depended so much on the railroad being able to bring in our raw materials so that we could process them in the plant. But anyway, he was saying that 40% of commodities are all goods are moved by the railroads. You know, what jumps off my mind is the 18-wheelers. You know, when I'm thinking about transport, I'm not kidding. I think of 18-wheelers, maybe because I nearly get run over by them every day whenever I'm on the roads. I mean, they own the damn roads. But anyway, railroads, 40% and of all goods are moved through the railroad system. So he's saying it was a good investment, and I never have thought about that one. And really, a couple of times out at work, back when I was working, I mean, when the railroad would threaten a strike, or they'd go on strike for man, they shut us down. I mean, because we'd have like a 3-day run period before we had to have new chemicals brought in for our process. But anyway, it's just something to think about. Just shows you. And then I went to my, I don't know, this is probably going to throw a lot of you. Why in the hell I'd want to know at this stage of my life. I ought to tell that story. But I got myself a tablet class. John is the instructor, and I'm paying for it, but it's a 1-year class, and he's teaching me algebra. So I'm teaching myself with John algebra off of YouTube. Man, YouTube is just so diverse. I mean, I don't care what it is, you know, from my tractors to algebra. There's something out there for everybody. But I stopped in and checked on my tablet class, and I really, he threw some problems up there, and so I'm going to get back into that. But anyway, I did subscribe. It's a 1-year subscription that I got, and he's got all kind of different. If you're needing help in basic arithmetic or whatever, but back to my algebra situation. My whole life, I've always wanted to know. I knew that if I would have had a good teacher, I would know algebra, and I would have enjoyed it. But what we had, the algebra teacher had quit, and they had the football coach in teaching the algebra class. I'll never forget it. And man, I was full of questions because it's a whole different world. You're dealing with letters and symbols, and so if that hadn't been your world, you've been dealing with numbers all your life, and now you're looking at these exponents and powers, and all right. So the only probably worst student in that algebra class where I was in the ninth grade was my instructor, because, like I said, he was a football coach. He was not an algebra instructor. And so after about a week of me asking questions, he took me out in the hallway, and he was kind of a bruiser type, and I'm not making this up, and I don't care. I won't call his name out, but he threw me up against the lockers, and he made, and I'll never forget it. He said, Bennett, I'm going to make you a deal. You come to my class. You sit back there somewhere, just fade away. Don't ever ask me another question. And I don't care if you sleep through it. I don't care if you, whatever. Just, be at peace back there. And I'm going to pass you with a C. And, I weighed it out, and I thought about it for a second, and I said, well, sounds good to me. And I took him up on his offer. Now, my whole life, I've gone, now this is crazy as hell, but from the ninth grade till 74 years of age, and I've always wanted to know algebra. I've even asked ladies that through the years that seem somewhat interested in getting to know me, I'd always ask them, do you know algebra? Because I was always thinking, the relationship might not go anywhere, but if they could teach me algebra. And I know that's crazy, but that's just me. And it's something I wanted to learn. Well, then I got into this YouTubing, and I found John with his tablet math classes, and I have just had a ball, and it's really opened up another fun thing to do for me. And anyway, I thought but back to the football coach, and he went his way, I went my way, and he didn't know algebra, and I didn't either at the end of the year. But maybe he picked it up through the years. But I know me, I'm slowly but surely I'm learning it, and I'm having a good time with it, factoring in prime numbers and whatnot, things that you never get in basic math. And one lady I spoke with not long ago, I asked her if she knew algebra, and she said, I did have it down kind of basic, but Larry, I never did find any need for it. Well, okay, all right, but that still doesn't solve the deal of me feeling deficient and not knowing. So I'm covering that base by learning it. It's just something I want to conquer. Now, see, after Algebra 1, though, there's Algebra 2, and then there's Calculus, and then, so it just keeps going. Well, I'm not going to do that. If I get downtown with Algebra 1, I will be fine and dandy. So anyway, now, my God, our time is running out fast nowadays. Well, it's already 10 minutes. I'm not going to hold y'all up anymore. I hope y'all have a fantastic Wednesday, and there's no reason not to. Let's all have a big time and do all those things you enjoy doing, and be that person you like being. And if there's anything out there that's just really taking your joy away, stay away from it. And anyway, well, I love y'all, and I'll probably see y'all tomorrow, and I sure hope so. And with that, remember, if we ain't having fun, it's our own damn fault. I love y'all. Bye-bye.